Peace. Alright, ignorance is not bliss. Now, the word bliss actually means a high state of happiness, a perfect virtue of welcoming in new energy. It's just the perfect state of being joyful. However, sometimes you may say, well, people that are ignorant enjoy being ignorant because that's bliss to them, which is true, but how I look at it as bliss does not come with a negative connotation to it. When you're being ignorant and you don't know something and you don't care to know something, that's when I can start my timer so I don't run over and just start yapping at the mouth. But when you don't know something, you don't care to know something, that brings a lot of negative energy towards you and towards your circle and your universe and your innerverse. So that's why I say ignorance is not bliss. It's not something that you want to achieve. And how you cannot achieve that is to not be skeptical of the unknown. Just because you don't know something doesn't mean, it's not meant for you to be, it's not meant to be understood. If I don't know if I don't know what's in this, see how I said in this instead of saying in this moisturizer. You always want to watch how you say things and what you say and how you speak on them, speak on things of nature, just because what you speak into the world is ultimately what you get back. So if you don't know and you're being ignorant about something or having ignorance, then ultimately when it comes time for someone to understand you, the same energy is going to be reciprocated. So like I was saying, if I don't know what's in a moisturizer, if I don't know how a moisturizer works, then I probably should look it up. Just in case if I want to sell something, then I'm more knowledgeable about what's going on, what's in my product. If I don't know, I know a lot of times people may buy t-shirts with different designs and different phrases on them, and sometimes they don't even know what it means. And that's scary because you could be putting on a t-shirt that goes way against your beliefs or way against your innerverse and your center and how you meditate or even how you pray and find peace within yourself. So if you have on a t-shirt that has this beyond saying and you don't know what it means, then you should probably look it up and see and find out what you're wearing, what you're being proactive with, what you're publishing yourself as, because that energy will come back to you in a way that you probably won't understand, and you'll be wondering, why am I feeling distorted, or why am I feeling disturbed? Why is my spirit being erupted with this unknown behavior? And it's probably because of that t-shirt. It's probably because of that book you were supposed to read that you didn't want to pick up. So it's all about finding knowledge through every source that you can. And speaking about sources, I like to find my main source through books, because books are immortal. Books go back hundreds and thousands and before time. Like, they just go back so many years, and then, when things were engraved in stone, it goes back so far. So it's like, a lot of times I was talking to someone and they were like referencing the Bible, and they were saying, I know this is going to be a wavy topic for you to understand or for you to adjust to, words. But it's just a reference. It's not for me to put out a political belief. Anyway, I was talking to this one person and he was telling me, the Bible is more like a guidance. It's not necessarily have any truth to it. And I was like, even though I'm not a religious person and I don't take to religion, I would never speak, well, I don't want to say never, again, choosing my words carefully, but I wouldn't choose those words. I would mostly say, because every thing you pick up, every book you pick up has some truth to it. You know, just like when you're playing telephone and those words get translated from the dog walks to the dog is walking me. The dog is walking, but not supposed to be walking me. The dog is walking by himself. So it's just that simple. Words can get flipped, and and it can become a trickery to you. But if you do your research and you do more sources than just what you have in front of you, then you can be able to discover a better and bigger world. If you don't know something, you should ask an expert that the situation is pertaining to. Like if you don't know why someone moisturizes their hair 24/7, or why someone washes their hair every day and every night and every morning, that conversation is very common, and that's why I chose it. Or just the fact that we don't know other cultures and other belief systems, instead of having ignorance and just saying, so what do you do? We should say, I apologize for my unawareness, but I would love to explore and learn about your culture or things that interest you and that come up in conversation. That is such a better way to express your feelings than to have ignorance and be very simple-minded about a situation and ultimately to someone else truly cares about. So, I just lost my train of thought. But so a lot of times we may say, what about the internet? And the internet is a good source, but only to me, it's not as good as a book or an expert, because the internet has very different ranges of sources and articles on one topic that it can lead your mind to wonder. And a wandering mind is no better than an ignorant one. So it's better to get a topic that you're really interested about, or get a topic that just came up in conversation, or a word that you don't know, and just look it up. And look at that situation before you start looking up, okay, well, where did it come from, and why did it happen, and how did it get here now, and why do people think so negatively about it now? Stay focused and stay centered, and that's ultimately going to broaden your knowledge about things to come. You want to obtain knowledge through all diversity. Just don't stick to one thing again, because have you ever heard this saying, words create worlds? Just put that L after the R in front of the D, and you've created a new world just by saying one word. It's true, because words, it's like the trickery of the tongue. It's a sword, and you can very curse someone just as much as you can bless someone with the things that you say. So it's always to be mindful and to have maturity to say, you know what, I don't want to be unaware. I want to be aware, and I want to have awareness of the things that are going on around me. So it's just like if we're having a conversation and someone says this broadened word that I have no idea what they just said, I'm going to probably say, excuse me one moment, but I'm unaware of something, or I'm unaware of what you just said, so I'm going to go look it up right quick, because I don't want to be misled or be confused by what the conversation and how it will go. It takes nothing to just look up words and to broaden your horizon and broaden your knowledge, because when you don't want to be so dumbfounded that when someone is talking to you, they're talking over your head. And that kind of makes us feel small because we don't know. But also, you can't be the victim when you're the pro runner in the situation. You can't play victim when you're the one causing the action being brought upon you. So it takes that courage and that mentality and that maturity to say, you know what, today I just want to learn. Today I just want to absorb. And today I just want to observe. Today I just want to be but a student to the world around me. So that way when someone is talking to me, I know exactly what they're saying, and they're not going to mislead me to thinking of something that I truly do not even believe in. And before you know it, we're having a whole conversation about something I don't even believe in, but I don't know what they're saying because I'm having ignorance to the words that they speak. So I'm going to leave you with this before I jet off. Ignorance doesn't always have to come in culture. It can come in when you're talking about paying taxes or the law or shipment details, budgeting, or even knowing how to process someone else's feelings without being rough-hearted or opaque to yours or to the situation. So I just said abundance and a mouthful just in that sentence. But I really take to it because there's so many things out there that people do not want to learn as far as in the law. And being negligent to the law is hurting your mentality and how things work. If you know the law, I think you can finish the sentence. But yeah, and I do like the fact that you don't also want to have ignorance to someone else's feelings. As far as if you're talking to your lover, your significant other, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your friend, or even your coworker, your colleague, or your professor, or your boss. You want to be aware of someone else's feelings by being observant and absorbing that energy, so that way you can say, you know what, for right now, I'm going to be a student and I'm just going to listen. We have trouble listening because we're always hearing a million things. But if we take that time to focus on one pertained energy and one pertained source, then we can ultimately find an abundance of knowledge just by one person or one source or one spirit that's just speaking to us in a calm way that brings such tranquility to our mind. So this has been a time of Treehouse Talks. I hope you enjoy. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.